I could never. I just could not do that at all. Minasan, konnichiwa, squishy toke, yokoso! In today's video, I'm going to be talking about 5 things that I love doing in my spare time in Japan, especially recently. So if you like videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. And let's get into it. Number 1, festivals. So festivals are something that I've been going to a lot recently in Japan, and I love how many different types of festivals there are. There are festivals that celebrate Japanese culture, festivals from cultures all over the world. There's honestly so many. Unfortunately, a lot of these festivals have been cancelled over the last 3 years, but I've been fortunate enough to visit some of them this year, and hopefully as the year progresses, I'll be able to visit a lot more. Most of the festivals in Japan are free entry, which is really nice because in the UK, it's kind of the opposite. Most of them you have to pay for. And it's just a really fun way to spend the day. They're in different locations, so it's also a good way to see other parts of Tokyo or Japan that maybe you wouldn't normally venture into. And it's honestly just a wonderful experience. Every festival that I've been to in Japan has been very, very well organised, and I've never been disappointed. So while the most famous festivals happen in summer, there are actually various different types of festivals that happen throughout the year. And like I said, a lot of these can be culture festivals, a lot of these can just be fun festivals as well. I know that there are a few festivals based around different people's interests. I know that there was a Pikachu Outbreak Festival, which I would have loved to have seen, but unfortunately it's not been possible this year. So if you haven't had the chance to come to a festival in Japan, make sure you add it to your to-do list because it is totally worth it and such a good experience. Number 2, parks. So when you think of Tokyo, in my experience, I've never really thought of Tokyo with parks. I always knew about Ueno Park and Yoyogi Park, and that was pretty much it. But actually Tokyo has a lot of fantastic parks just dotted around everywhere, and every single one I've been to has been beautiful. They are the perfect escape from the city life, and I've visited a lot of parks recently. You've probably noticed that in some of my vlogs. And it's just one of my favourite ways to spend my free time. It's a great excuse to get out of your stuffy apartment, enjoy the fresh air. It's lovely, it really is. You know, you can go and read a book. Some of the parks are big enough that you can just have a fun day walking around and exploring. And yeah, also, that's where a lot of festivals take place, in these parks. So yeah, honestly, I really recommend them. It's just a perfect way to spend the day if the weather's good and you don't really have any other plans. We have some fantastic parks in the UK as well. Kensington Gardens, Hyde Park, Richmond Park. They are all really nice parks, but the parks in Japan definitely have a Japanese feel to them. They're not like any other park I've ever been to anywhere else in the world. A lot of the parks in Japan have plants in them that are very traditional to Japan. A lot of them have ponds and water features and bridges. Very, very Japanese style, and I absolutely love it. I saw turtles in a park as well, and I was shocked because I've never seen turtles in a UK park before. If the weather's good and you have the chance, try and visit a park. That's what I always do. Number 3, karaoke. So this is something that Taro and I do whenever we have the chance. We are pretty addicted to karaoke, and it's the perfect activity for a rainy day. Before I moved to Japan, I was terrified of karaoke, just because in most situations, if you're doing karaoke in the UK, it's either a really rubbish karaoke machine in your house or it's in public. Like, you have to stand up in front of a bunch of strangers in a bar and sing. I could never. I just could not do that at all. But the thing I love about karaoke in Japan is you do it in a small room with just your friends, and you can have food and drink sent to that room. I absolutely love it. I was so nervous to sing the first few times I did karaoke in Japan, but now I'm just used to it. Because because no matter how bad you sound, there's always going to be someone that sounds worse. That's what I learned. I remember when my dad visited Japan and we took him to karaoke, and he was so British about it. He really did not want to sing. But eventually, after Taro and I had sung a few songs, he got into the spirit of it and decided to sing a little bit. But I think because we're just not used to it in the UK, it's really hard for us to have the courage to actually sing. But yeah, now I've gotten over that. I absolutely love it. It's honestly one of my favorite things to do. So one of the things that I love most about karaoke is you get scored on how well you sing. So Taro and I have a competition where we see how many times each one of us can get the above the average score, and that's always fun. It's also really useful because you can pay a set fee for free time and also get free drinks as well, which I think is absolutely necessary. If you're singing for a long period of time, you're gonna need to refresh yourself with some beverages. And if Taro and I haven't been to karaoke in a long time, we start singing around the house, and that's when we kind of know we've built up too many songs in our head and we need to just go and let them out at karaoke. Number 4, mountains. So I'm guilty of not doing this yet, but this is something I want to do. Japan has so many mountains and I would love to hike up one, climb up one, especially Mount Takao. I know that's not too far from here and I would love to create a video there. Unfortunately, where the weather's been so hot, I just think it's a bit risky to do that in summer. So I'm going to try and do it in autumn. There's something about it that just looks so magical, especially with the autumn leaves. But this is something that I really wouldn't be able to do in my free time in the UK. We do have mountains, but they're not as famous as the mountains in Japan. And for me, living in London, it would be quite a distance for me to get to my nearest mountain. So it's not really possible in the UK. But in Japan, there are mountains everywhere that you can visit. A lot of people love spending their time there, and I can see why. I've seen so many pictures and it looks amazing. And yeah, no matter where you live in Japan, you're never really too far away from a mountain. So that is something on this list that I have not done yet, but I am dying to do. So hopefully soon. Finally, number 5, day trips. No matter where you are in Japan, there's always somewhere cool for you to visit, maybe even outside of your prefecture, that you can get to and come back from within a day. I love this so much. So some of you may have seen the video where we went to Miura Kaigan. I loved it there and it really wasn't that far away from Tokyo and it was a really lovely day trip. There are so many other places that I would love to visit that you can get to from Tokyo within a day, and that's another thing I have on my list. I really want to explore Japan more, and if I don't have time to take a plane somewhere, I would love to just hop on a train to somewhere that's not too far away. And I think that's a really big tip if you ever visit Japan. Take a look at what's around the big cities and have a look at the train lines. You can get some really good offers. If you want to go somewhere popular as well, so if you want to take a trip from Tokyo to Osaka, you can do that in a day if you use the Shinkansen. So from Tokyo in particular, there are so many places that you can get to within a day, which is super convenient. We had an offer when we went to Miura Kaigan where it included the train ticket and lunch at a restaurant. But there are various other types of experiences you can get as well. So I really recommend it. It's great. It's so much fun. It's a great way to spend the day. It's a fantastic experience. I'm not really sure we do that type of thing in the UK. I feel like we used to, and if we still do, it's not that popular anymore. You can certainly get a day ticket to go somewhere, but very rarely does it include other things like lunch or activities that you can do. So yeah, that's something that I would like to do more. I think it's really good if you have no idea what to do, but you know you want to do something. You can take one of these day trips, see somewhere new, and the important parts of the day are already planned for you. So all you have to do is find time to fill the space in between. And that's pretty easy when you're exploring somewhere new because you just want to look around and learn things. So that is it for today's video, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What is your favorite thing to do that I've mentioned in this video? What's your favorite thing to do that I haven't mentioned in this video? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!